Today we have a guest in the studio who will deliberate on marriage. What is marriage? How is it working for some people? It's not working for some people. Presently, we notice that youth of today's ran away from marriage because of a lot of things. No trust, even in relationship, finance, and so many. I have a guest with me in the studio today, as she's a marriage counselor. Well, I use this opportunity to ask her to introduce herself. I remain your host on Abifa podcast show, Abifa. Today I have a guest. Madam, can we meet you, ma'am?
Thank you very much, Abifa.
Thank you.
I'm Rev Mrs Taiwo Williams.
Okay.
I'm an ordained minister for First Grade Gospel Church in Nigeria. I could do here. Mother of 3 spirit-filled guys. And my husband too is a reverend. And also run a school here in Ikorodu, here, Chidom and Sori schools. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, my guest. Today you are having Rev Mrs. When I mean Rev Mrs, you know what it takes to become a reverend and as a woman in the church, like first skill. But before we go deep into the issue of marriage, Madam, can you tell us your education background?
Yeah, I'm a teacher all my life.
Yeah.
I have my grade 2 certificate, yes, in 1985. This year making 40 years that I've started the work.
Teaching?
Yes. And I also have SCA. Yeah. I also have my SCA is 1988. I also have my first degree at UNILAC, that's 2000. And my master's in 2008. That's my master's. Yes. And also I have a theological education also at BS level at Life Bible College. It is owned by First Grade Gospel Church in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Yes. Today is just too filled with. I'm so glad to have a kind of guest with me. Educationally, she's qualified, spirit-filled, and in marriage counselor. If you look at her introduction, starting from grade 2, college, SC, College of Education, University, first degree, second degree. She did guiding and counseling in the institution. I also have a theological education. We are not going to go into religious aspects, but today we talk about marriage. Madam, Reverend Mrs.
Yes.
What is marriage?
Simply define marriage is union of two people who have agreed, to help each other, who have agreed to support each other, they've agreed to do things together, irrespective of what they are passing through, to understand themselves and to help themselves at the time that is necessary to do that.
We currently, he said, who have agreed to help themselves. We saw recently that the man in some marriage does it alone, the woman does her own alone, there's no coordination in the marriage. They live like cat and rat at home. Is that also in marriage?
Everything that we do depends on the background that we have. When we talk about issue of marriage not working, it's not only the two people that we are looking at that we should, put all the blames on. Even the home that those two, came from, play a part, serious part in their upbringing, which they will later transfer into their further lifestyle. Now, if marriage is not working like what I said, it's not only the two of them, but let's talk about those two that we are looking at. What is the background for that their marriage to? What they have in mind when they are coming together, the kind of the time they are wooing each other. What was the plan they have in mind? Some people just want to marry maybe because we want to travel abroad and be able to show, to have a marriage certificate, or mommy or daddy specializing somebody somewhere, and whoever he or she picks, and that is how the home for such a person too will be. But if it is well planned, if the two of them, they are intentional about coming together, there will be some processes that they will pass through, and the two of them will plan well, and the marriage will work. But if there's nothing like that, the two of them will get together inside the house, and they will become like Cataract that we're talking about here. So it depends on the background, the settings of that home.
When I was growing up in the 80s, let me use that, I've heard my grandpa, maternal on the other side, saying that grandma was wooed by their father to marry them or to marry, and they still practice up to their level. My grandpa died at 113. My own father died at 71. And my dad told me the story that even my mom, that is my house now, present day, she has never met her before. There's her own immediate younger sister who brought her this the man I wanted to marry. And they live. In fact, my daddy and my mom lived 50 years before my dad died. He's working there. Can we practice? Can that for parents, like you say now, his background, parents enforce? They enforce in those days, and it's working. So why is it not working now?
It can't work now because the exposure they had is different from our own exposures. I don't know whether you listen to my name when I mentioned I said I'm Taiwo.
Yes.
I'm a twin. That time my partner is a man and was a man because I lost him 5 years ago. Yeah. So we stayed together in the same room, the same bed with my twin brother. But can we try that one these days? We cannot, because you can't put two opposite sex in the same house again. Now, when it comes to the marriage issue these days, the exposure of children nowadays, like what I said before, what do they have in their mind before planning to come together? So the exposure matters. Like those our parents, they have limited exposure, and everything they do, basically their parents dictated for them. And whatever mommy asked him to do, that is what he will do. In fact, they married my mommy too, they married my mommy for my dad. But her father that married her for my dad, that this man is hardworking and I want all my children to go to school. So he called my mommy. This is the person you marry. And the person.
And she obeyed.
She obeyed. They were together for long.
Okay, yeah.
Before they went to be with the Lord. It worked. And she was the only one my dad married. Can give back to all of us. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is the exposure of children on nowadays, their own mindset, what they have in mind, what they are looking for in marriage is different from us. But unfortunately, we don't pay attention. Thank you very much for your setup here. We don't pay attention to this issue, and it's making it, let somebody do marriage, close the streets around here. Doesn't take the children on nowadays to break that barrier.
Even after the day, after the wedding,
I have heard
we have seen now. Yes. 3 days after, a week after.
They started the wahala right for the first day.
The day, even the reception.
So is that the kind of person you will marry for? It's not possible. They can't work. If it will work, maybe like 2 or 1% can work, but largely it cannot work because their orientation, their exposures, their mindset, the goals they have in marriage different from that of olden days. Thank you, sir.
Viewers, like I said in the beginning that you are going to have a nice time today. You can see my my guest today is not just ordinary guest. Marriage, sit down. If possible for you, get a bottle of drinks and water. You're going to hear when to do. When I say when, I know what I'm saying. She's a good counselor. Madam, our youth now, like we're talking, we want to help our youth. Marriage is not working. Some of them are of age, some of them get married, the man exhibits some heartbeat, the lady exhibits some heartbeat. Some say no, there's no trust. What is the problem?
I think the problem is, let me start with this. There are not two people that are the same. Even two. There's people who are looking at them afar and they will say, they look alike, I cannot differentiate. Their mom is differentiating between the two of them. So there's no two people that are the same. But I think it will help us if this type of program is coming up regularly, seminar, training, pre-marriage counseling before they come in, so that they'll be able to know what and what they are going in. Even if it's not going to help 100%, I believe it will less the rate of breaking up in marriages will less, the rate will come down if there is pre-marital counseling and the seminar here and there. I think we should look into that area of those who are planning to go into marriage.
With what I do, my relationship also is experienced as a school proprietor school now. I notice majority of our youth complain about trust. The man does not trust the woman does not trust them, even when they are going to meet. Is it in your time or our time? Do we trust? Do we believe in God? I don't really know why the level of untrust. Now, it's what they prepare. Even someone will be doing an invitation card telling he's getting married next month, and you see be seeing some untrust attitude. We did that. That's you want to build on this. Why did you invite people? What is the issue? What is the problem of trust between this youth nowadays?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, madam.
The issue of trust. Any relationship without trust cannot work.
That's the issue.
It cannot work. And that is when in counseling we have the issue of compatibility. If two people are not compatible, like what I said before, there are no two people that are 100% the same. But at least what they like, what I like, what I do, even the area of religion, our belief systems, your do's and don'ts, the person you want to go in with to spend the rest of your life, you must be compatible to some extent. So if you are not if that is not there, there is possibility of having problem in that marriage. And if there is no trust, why are you going into that kind of marriage for Christ's sake? Because you don't believe me, I don't believe you. How can the two people live together without belief? If I tell him that I'm going to Odoguya and you're thinking that I don't mind, it's a place you are going to, and it's Odoguya actually that I am. So by the time I come inside the house, problem will come up. So if you see somebody like that, right from beginning that you don't believe in me, I don't believe you, why will you go into that kind of marriage? And this thing still boils down to lack of well informed. At least even if we say marriage does not have school, we can still have certain things that we take the young couple, the intending couple, we still have certain things that we take them through, certain knowledge, so that they will have they will have pre-knowledge of things that they are going in to meet, in the marriage. It's not that they will just wake up one day whether I like her or not. I have heard of two intending couple that the man beat the lady a day before the marriage.
In fact,
you went to the altar with such a person.
One is even close to me that I know very well. In fact, this is my blood brother and his wife. Now they departed. Even that I was even tell, I said, since this cannot work, I can see. And actually, I know you might be watching. Maybe I will not mention your name, but you know what actually happened. Let me tell you the story. To the wedding, we were all at home, and Nana said they wanted to get something before they would go to registry. The lady went, and she was at the bus stop. Somebody waved her, now parked on that side of the road. You know whether her brother are you? The other was peeping from far off. You now went. I began to slap her, begin to beat. Now said, who are you greeting? He said his brother, friends, or something like that. When they were growing up together in the same area, he now saw him after many years. When they got to home, and elders meet, and they said, I stood up there and I said, this marriage cannot work. He looks as if I was a prophet that I said, this marriage cannot work. I said, you are getting married in the next 24 hours. We are following people to reception, registry the next 24 hours. You beat your wife now because she's greeting somebody. I said, inside you have something in your mind. Not only that great thing that's making you to make his way. Dear man, can't believe that marriage lasted, I think, 3 or 4 years. They both went separate.
They even tried to have taken me that far. They must have given birth.
No, in fact, that was a delay.
Okay.
And because of that, the part of the complaint from the man, which from my own side, is that she's a prostitute. I said, so they say calling your wife a prostitute, that means you are tired. That's why you could not be pregnant for 3 years. Fortunately, the marriage did not work.
There's no way to work right from day one. It cannot work. They just force each other into it. There's no way such a marriage can work. So the
is the attitude now spiritual? Because I don't know. At times I think because we're Africans, I said some of these things are spirituals. I don't know. Maybe you as a married counselor, do you believe in anything spiritual in marriage? Because I see, I said maybe for equal going somewhere.
You see, to some extent, we cannot rule out spiritual aspect of our being. There are some that are spiritual problem, but there are some that are human problem already there without being addressed, and they went into the marriage. So we have some of them that might be spiritual, like what we said. There might be a pattern in their home.
Something like that.
There may be a pattern. I know of a family that their ladies, they will marry, they will enjoy themselves at a stage. The any female from that family will come back
home,
and you cannot just pack her load and say she's coming back. Something will happen.
I will send her back home.
Yes, if one should look at the issue at hand, that is disturbing the home, if it is a pattern, then it's a spiritual one.
It needs to be uprooted.
Yes, they need to address it. And if they address it, dedicatedly, and then it's going to be resolved.
So,
but we also had the one that they are man-made. For instance, look at what we are talking of here. You have not married me, and you started beating me a day to wedding.
A wedding.
Why need any prophet to tell me that such a relationship will not work? I don't need any prophet to tell me. So definitely, she ought to have seen that, like you about say, must have seen it that this thing will not work. But maybe what people will say, we pick Ashebi, we pick Baby, we pick Bad Baby. How many people will I not go and call now? So, what concern people with my life? At the end of the day, you will see the fact, and the same people they see you that wedding that we went for the other day. They will not me. At the end. Why at the end?
Whether it is early or it is late, they will eventually know.
There is no way they will see no. That so why not you wait? And I think it's better when you have not been joined together as husband and wife to trash certain things out than after you have put yourself into that institution, then you want to back out.
Thank you, madam. Rev Mrs.
Thank you.
We talked about spiritual aspect, physical aspect, agreeing. The financial aspect of marriage is getting too rampant and too expensive nowadays. Though in those days, when you want to marry, they ask you, give you this, they say 100 yam, you'll be saying how much is 100 yam. Keg of palm oil, how much? He goes, she goes. But 100 yam nowadays, can that not also be a step back in marriage? Or is there any way out to skip that, or we can overlook it as parents because of our tradition?
Thank you very much. You are talking about marriage material.
Yes.
Okay, engagement
list.
I think for engagement, it's still understanding between the two families. If they are taking 40 yams, reasonably somebody should know that one good yam now can never be less than 2.5.
If not 3, if no more than.
So
reasonable big one.
So if you ask somebody to bring 40 yams, bring one keg of ororo,
one keg of palm, a she goat, he goat,
I think
two
that
bag of rice, and rice now is
yes.
100,000. Because
parents
will also affect marriages.
As well, because if you do not have money to provide all those things,
keep on postponing.
Yes,
and the lady is shouting, you don't want to marry me, you don't want to marry me.
That's what I want to say, that
yes.
Parents should be reasonable at the time that we are, because the relationship that the children are going into is not 6 months, it's not 1 year, it's a long-lasting thing, and there are so many things you tend to enjoy for your in-laws. As time goes on, the Lord blesses them. There's no way they will not remember their parents. So parents should be reasonable, looking into the the people that are involved, then you'll be able to know that, okay, this one cannot provide more than 10. This one cannot provide more than 20 or 15, and they should accept it. I think parents should really look into that to help our youth. So there are some of them that they are just using that flimsy excuse.
They are not even ready. They
are not even ready for it. They are just using flimsy excuse that they are always too much. But if it is too much, too exorbitant, like some people in some part of our country, you buy that,
you buy George, you buy Ankara,
so
you buy Bola cat, Bola everything.
I think this time around they should be reasonable in their demand for the engagement of seniors. Thank you.
As we go ahead now, what can you advise young man, a young lady who is thinking of getting married? No, before we do that, how do you advise a young man who comes to your mom? I don't even have a man, I don't have a toaster, I'm not in a relationship. A young man or a young lady, a lot of them, is it that they are not ready or they are ready, things are not working for them? No, a lot of them, when you ask them now, they are not, you think they are engaged, they are into a relationship, they are not. They say, okay, I have a boyfriend, but we are not. You understand? I have a girlfriend, but we are not. A lot of those things are very, very common nowadays. As a married counselor, and this kind of people comes to you, I do. And she's of age or is of age, because I believe even if you graduate at 21 or 22, to me, that's my degree of age. But if you are 21, you are still undergraduate, please finish your education before talk about marriage. That's my own belief. Those people do it in school, but for this kind of people that have finished school, I still stay with their parents and talk at them. I don't have a fiancé, but I have a girlfriend. Maybe because our own time, we always have when you want to date, you believe that this is my husband to be, this is my wife. But this one say, well, first of all, they have girlfriends, and it's not yet to have a fiancé. So how do you tell such people that go, male or female?
You see, the law will make things better in our country. These young ones, they are passing through a lot of things that, as I'm not too old, but it wasn't this tough during our own time. And when you see the kind of life they are living, so I still remember that during our own time, you have to read very well, you put your leg inside water
or then you wrap it on your head. Yes, I remember that you wake up in the night.
So that you must read. But a lot of things craving for their own attention these days. And this could also affect the issue of relationship in their life. The parents, I still want to go back to that. We should not leave them. It's not that we'll be dictating their life for them, but from stage to stage, a good parent should be asking the children. Because we ourselves know that, I want to say, if somebody graduates at age 21, it's of age. Even in Nigeria Constitution, it's of age. It's no longer a minor.
Afterwards, so a graduate.
There are a lot of things that is taking people's attention, but it should not take attention of upbringing of our children. Parents should call them from time to time. Let me know, it's not too much to add the child with the girl. Do you have any suitor? Do you have any? Please bring the person. Let me see. Then they watch them. Then from there, you ask your daughter question, you ask your son question. If it's the one that you know your child cannot, they're not 100% good person. But if it is the one you feel that, okay, if you do this way, you do it this way, you can still marry that person. Let them talk to us their fear. Then also let them talk to us what they are looking for in a woman, that we say, or in a man, that you have not seen in that one that you are with now, that you are looking for another person. Let them talk to us, and let us advise them, let us counsel them rightly, so that they will not use all their lives. Because even me, as I'm saying here, I wish I married earlier than the time I married now. Yes, I wish I married earlier. so that somebody will do what will do, and then you
relax.
Yeah, you relax and face other things. So, and their own time is better. I used to tell my son that you people, you beat me academically because degree that I have almost 30 years of age. You look at them and say this one has finished university. You just look at it. So they have opportunity. Yes. And they are listening to a lot of things. I'm telling you, this social media and all the likes sometimes is doing more harm than good in this area. Somebody was saying openly that marriage is not an achievement. If you say that one to people that don't have something to do before, so they will just get discouraged. We may not really say it's an achievement. You cannot say it's not an achievement. As a black person,
an
African, marriage is an achievement. It's something that when you do it in life, it uplifts you. It's attract more honor even to you. So if somebody should listen to that kind of statement that marriage is not an so parents should get closer to them. Let them talk. Or significant others, they don't know how to talk to them because it is what you have with you. People are knowledgeable in the area. We should not be tired of carrying our children along until God will help us to help them arise and be settled.
Viewers, I'm not coming to the end. I still have one or two questions before we run this series because, like I said earlier, we still going to have more of this marriage counseling unit because we're going to have series. Like I have some guests that will come. Marriage is an institution. We just have to obey it. Youth are not getting it rightly. The recent happenings we read on social media and we hear in the news baffled a lot. The instance that I heard one, in fact I have the video on my phone, just want to give. She said she is married to a man at age of 16. Before 21 she had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. And she left the man. It's so funny to go and meet another suitor. Left the man at home, went to meet the suitor for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, left children with the husband at home. Well, to me I say it's not married, but let me finish the story. I know most of you must have seen on social media. You know, I had a few arguments with the man, the new man, not the husband, the right husband, everybody. She stabbed the man 3 times and the man gave up before getting to hospital. They were asking her, is that you don't have a husband? I said yes. What brings you to this? She cannot explain. You have 2 kids. How old are you now? She said she'll be 22. And to adult age you start, she started at 16. Now, in that kind of scenario, is it that because she started early or she's not contented or is the man problem? Because I begin to imagine, when I watch those things on social media, I ask myself questions. Already married, have 2 kids, and God has helped you at 22. You now left the man. She didn't give reason, but maybe they didn't interview her. Why? The reason why she's not divorced. So went to go and visit another man, said she's been away with him with 3 weeks, and the man did what he began to abuse him. He now took knife from the kitchen and stabbed the man 3 times. When I say but we will call people around, they took the man before they got to hospital. The guy give up. Not the other man she also went to meet is a married man that works somewhere. So I begin to what kind of wahala do we have nowadays? Please address this scenario, please.
You see,
she started early, 16.
Yeah, and she had
He had 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
Her eyes has always been outside.
Child.
Yes, unknown to the man. And when when a lady eye is outside, and there's nobody that can help such a person out, we definitely go one day. If you had the man very well, he would have told you one or 2 times that he had done such a thing before.
Mistake.
Yeah, before she eventually went to that for that long. And then she might have wrong reasons, because she started early and she still had time.
Yes.
Still young. If it is work, at her age, some of her age maybe are still in school.
Yes.
To come out. But like what people say, that some people it is really, it is Ọlọ́run ṣògo.
or something.
Yeah, Ọlọ́run ṣògo they are living now. They are not living in Sule. Yeah, you cannot make it, suddenly. It's not.
It's a process.
Yeah, there's a process
of progress.
Yes, one of my mentors said the only job you start from up down is grave digging.
Start from up down.
Yes, that's the only job.
A word.
Yes, that you start from top. It's grave digging. So if you marry that we're talking about here, there are sacrifices that one need to make it work. And by the time, this is another thing entirely, by the time you live like that, the children are there that you are put into trouble. It's not only the man. Even you yourself, look at what eventually happened now. She became a criminal.
Because she already a criminal.
And it's not needful. If she had
it's avoidable.
It's avoidable, thank you. It's avoidable. Instead of her, backing out and start doing all those nonsense, she could as well stay in her home and sort things out.
Thank you, viewers. The last question I want to ask you before we call this a day on this prayer is issue of divorce separation. Divorce separation in marriage. I of the opinion, if marriage is not working out, get separated before you file your divorce. Instead of became a punching bag or you are not happy in a marriage. Some say they made mistake, like rightly said earlier, they didn't know he was like this. He's a smoker, he's an womanizer, he's a foreigner before they go into it. Maybe because those who rush, even some said the guy was hiding, or the guy who said the lady was hiding. I never knew she's seriously bad as this and that. Then you also cancel people on separation on marriage.
You see, the world that we are in now, divorce is not even God's plan. Eventually, I'm sorry, from the beginning, but the world that we are now is the world that strange things happen every day. There is nothing wrong if the husband does not have money and the wife is working to support the home. But by the time it's the issue of beating, you know that some women too beat husbands.
Yes, in fact, Judge Fumi said it one day. I don't think I was an interviewer and I saw it said that people were talking about husband molesting wife. That some people don't even speak out. That's one of our program. I think I will check the video. Judge Fumi says so, and we also expecting her to be a guest on this program very soon because he was a guest some time ago. She said, "What beat husband?" I said, "You look so straight to my ear."
Yes, he beat husband. One man came to my place there last week.
Okay.
He just came in to pour his heart on what is passing through in his home. In the hand of his wife. That one will be a topic for another day. So when we are talking about the divorce issue, if as a counselor there are lots of ethics that we have and that we are keeping, there's when it comes to threats to someone's life, a counselor cannot keep such as a confidential issue because it has to do with someone's life. So if the husband, like one woman said, her husband went to bring the cutlass handle, not with the iron in the mouth, and he wanted to puncture her head with it in the night, and he bragged about it in the presence of somebody.
The man bragged about it.
Yeah, that this night that woman will die this night, and he went to bring what you hear there. So the person stood outside. That when this woman is coming from work, hey, I had to let her know this thing. And he took the thing inside his house. If that woman didn't tell that lady, she would have died that night.
So she ran away?
She ran away. So she quickly got inside before the man came. She had children too, she had boys too. So her children helped her to, and they were packing. This man came in. And he went straight to where he kept that condo to beat the woman. But the boys, they came to overpower him and they allowed their mom to escape. Now, if such a thing, the man will be beating me like every day,
like a goat,
giving me mark, my eyes, people will be asking what happened to your eye, what happened to your mouth, every, and you are still, such a man can kill the person. So such a person, when we are they're not divorced at the beginning, you advise them to give themselves space. And we've seen people like that too. They give themselves space, and by the time they realize each other properly, they came back and the family settled for them, and they are living fine. They are not having any issue again. But by the time you give yourself time, if there's nothing there, there should be, there should be amicable settlement. But if there is none, divorce is the last thing. And if it has to do with somebody's life, because if you don't divorce him, you don't live to live, you live to forever.
Thank you, viewers. I come to the end of today's program, Alifa Podcast Show on Marriage Counseling by Rev Mrs Taiwo Williams. I still promise you that I'm still going to bring her back on this topic, because this is a very interesting topic. For our youth watching, we want to have a solid, a good marriage for you in your lifetime. We have passed through all these stages, and we are in our homes with our wife and children. Like she said, she has 3 boys. I'll call them Mama Boys. Mama Boys is here, and marriage counselor, and well-furnished education. She is well educated, and also the spiritual aspect is there. So I still call you, go to our YouTube page, subscribe to our channels, share our videos, like our videos, make comment on these things. If you have diverse view about it, totally different from what she's saying, you have your right to say yours.